Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Kanvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyaadhilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam. I welcome all the viewers who are joining with us in KAILASA's digital platforms. I welcome one and all. And I also welcome all the participants of Paramashivoham Kickoff program. So many of you have been participating throughout the day, interacting and seeking deep solutions. Thank you all for your participation. And now it's going to be a very interesting and important segment, knowing about the contributions of Supreme Pontiff of Buddhism in reviving the Hindu Shastras, Hindu scriptures. 2 days before, we had the grand celebrations where the Supreme Pontiff of Buddhism inaugurated the celebrations of Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti Jayanti happened, where the Living Enlightenment book, Swamiji spoke about it, how it is not a book, and it is just a direct revelation from Cosmos and how he delivered the whole book. And today, it's more than now, 13, 14 years. Even then, the millions of devotees and followers of Swamiji always resonate, always connect, always consider the Living Enlightenment book as the go-to solution. That's because of the strength that these books hold, the foundation on which these books are revealed. It is nothing but the pure Vedas and Agamas. The Vedas and Agamas hold the strength that is time-tested. It is never fading over the time. The Jivan Mukti Jayanti that happened, where Swamiji revealed the sacred nuances of how this book was created, how this book was manifested, is something which all of us must think, and we must also think about the 1,250 books that Swamiji has authored. He holds the Asia Book of Records for being the single author for 1,250 books. All these revelations of Swamiji in these books is nothing but a user-friendly method, user-friendly version of all the Hindu Shastras that are available today. And today, we're going to see how these Hindu Shastras and scriptures are truly a solution to all the world problems that we are facing today, and how it is going to enhance our life in every way possible. So that is the essence of this today's session, and I welcome each and every one of you, whatever Christians, whatever comments and whatever suggestions you want to make, please go ahead and post that in the YouTube chat or Facebook chat. And you can also interact with me in the Facebook event page, right? So there is a QR code that's being projected if you want to sign up as a KAILASA citizen, right? So you can scan the QR code and it will lead you to a KAILASA citizenship form where you can sign up. And if you want to become a Sarvanya Pita Yajaman, which is nothing but if you want to contribute towards KAILASA mission as a Sarvanya Pita Yajaman, you can sign up in skshjp.org/contribute. That is also being projected, right? So with this, let us enter into the session. And how many of you are truly wanting to know what is that wealth of information that is lying in this Hindu scriptures? Do you want to respond to that? See, we may know that, okay, Hinduism has got so many scriptures, it's all in Sanskrit and I don't understand Sanskrit. Does it really have to be in Sanskrit? Can everything be in English? So many questions we may have, right? We may somewhere believe that it is powerful, but I cannot relate to it. But I don't know why it is important that we have to revive all of these. So whatever questions that you have, whatever ideas, vague ideas, when you think about the Hindu scriptures, whatever you have, I request all of you to take a moment and post that in the event page. Right, I'm going to check the event page continuously. So any comments, anything that you want to share, you can start sharing that in the event page. Right, I'm just looking forward to hear from you. What are your ideas about Hindu scriptures? You can start posting that in the event page, and I'll also look forward to hearing from you in the YouTube also. Right, so while I'm waiting for all of your comments, I'm going to share. See, Hinduism has got a wealth of information, truly a wealth of information in the form of Hindu scriptures. Hinduism has got a wealth of information in the form of Hindu scriptures, that these Hindu scriptures are nothing but knowledge repositories of Hinduism. And we used to have about 100 million Hindu scriptures. Can you believe? 100 million Hindu scriptures is what we used to have. And now we are simply left with nothing, just 10 million Hindu scriptures. Right? From 100 million to 10 million is what we have today. And the source scriptures of Hinduism is called Vedas and Agamas. And each of these 100 million source scriptures, they literally give birth to a religion itself. Right? So, because each religion or each tradition in Sanatana Hindu Dharma follows a preamble or a constitution, right? Just like how we all have a constitution, same way each of the traditions of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, they always go back to scripture. What does the scripture tell me to do? Whether it is how I handle my finances, how I handle my health, how I handle my wealth, how I handle my relationships, how should I have a lifestyle, what is right and wrong in the society, everything is defined in the scripture. So, if I say 100 million source scriptures, that is the reason why Hinduism is called a pantheon of religions. 100,000 sampradayas used to exist. 100,000 indigenous sampradayas used to exist, used to be born out of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Right? So the richness of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the diversity that we see in Sanatana Hindu Dharma is mainly because of the various Hindu scriptures that is there. Okay. Now, do you all have ever wondered why should we have so many scriptures? How many of you had this question? I don't know why we have so many scriptures. Paramashiva could have just given one simple manual, right? Why did he give 100,000, 100 million source scriptures? Can you respond? How many of you had this question? Why should we have so many source scriptures? One source scriptures is really enough, and I will simply follow what you're saying. Why should I have, and why should I know about 100 million source scriptures? How many of you had that question, or if you're having the question also, you can respond. If you're having that question, you can actually respond. Right, Ma Jessica, do you have the question? Virupaksha, Ma Naresha, Nithyananda, Mahapurna, all of you can start responding. Ma Sikya Lee, Kali Sen, Vera Luzia. Do you all have this question? Why Paramashiva should have given 100 million source scriptures? He could have just simply given one source book, right? And I will simply follow that. That's mainly because Paramashiva has given this option, right? Always the free will. Each and every mind, every being, everyone is unique manifestation of Paramashiva. Everybody is a unique manifestation of Paramashiva. Therefore, you have a choice which system that you want to follow, what really resonates with you. How can you really make this happen? So more and more you establish yourself into that space, you see that all these scriptures are so meaningful because it is so catered to you, right? If you see Swamiji's satsangs, he has spoken 300,000 hours for the last 30 years. What is the essence of all the satsangs? Unclutching and you are Paramashiva, that's all. But why Swamiji has to speak 300,000 years, 300,000 hours? It is because something or the other will be catered to each and every person. Every single satsang, every single revelation is always catered to some or the other person. Because we are all unique, we have certain identity. Whatever clicks to us, we will be able to pick and choose. Are you all able to understand and cognize this value? Why we have so many thousands of scriptures, 100 million source scriptures used to exist, and each of the source scriptures gave birth to religions, gave birth to discoveries, inventions, modern health discoveries, wealth discoveries, so many such life solutions and extraordinary possibilities and power manifestations were all revealed in these 100 million scriptures. Right? So even if you take Shiva Sutras, right, all the techniques, each technique is an independent method for you to get enlightened. Right? Same way Patanjali Yoga Sutras, every single scripture that Paramashiva has revealed, every verse, if you just follow that verse, you will become enlightened. That's it. So many methods, so many technologies and techniques. So that is why it is called as a knowledge repository. It is a knowledge repository only because so many options are made available to us, right? In a way, at least we can pick and choose at least one to become enlightened. So, Paramashiva has given a manual for all kinds of minds, all kinds of backgrounds, all kinds of identities. Somehow or the other, he really wants us to experience that living enlightenment, right? So, for that, he has given manuals after manuals for us to expand and experience. So far, if it is clear, you can actually post that in the given page. Right. Now, source scriptures of Hinduism. See, there are 6 different classifications. This is one of the key contributions of the Supreme Council of Hinduism. These 100 million scriptures are there, but nobody has classified because nobody understands the depth. Nobody understands what it means to classify all these scriptures. Swamiji is the first being in this whole history of Hinduism who has classified all the source scriptures. He is the first person to give this Hindu classification of scriptures. This is one of the key contributions of Swamiji, which all the Hindus, living and practicing Hindus, must know. If somebody asks, tell me one of the key contributions which nobody has done, ever touched it, we can proudly say Swamiji is the first person to give this classification of source scriptures of Hinduism. Right? How clearly you can see how Shrutis has Vedas, Upavedas, Vedangas, Smritis, Itihasas, Puranas, Agama and Darshana. All of it. Right? Now, let's go to the next step. The vastness of Hindu scriptures, right? That is the next one. See, there are 20, like I said, Vedas, more than 10,000 plus Vedas are there, and Agamas, right? There are 28 main Agamas. So like this, so much vastness is already there in Hinduism. But we must understand, though it is vast, right? What we have today is something so less. What we have today is something very, very less. It's mainly because of the persecution. We only have 10 million Hindu scriptures that is left. Nothing more than that. Everything else we have lost. It's only 10 million Hindu scriptures that we have. And this 10 million Hindu scriptures is also mainly because 13,000 Hindu universities across India and 100,000 gurukuls were destroyed in Bengal and Bihar. Right? Literally 13,000 Hindu universities. Today we don't have any Hindu university. Nithyananda Hindu University is the only Hindu university in the whole world. Same way 100,000 gurukuls were destroyed at a single stroke in Bengal and Bihar alone. Okay, leave alone the South India. In Bengal and Bihar alone, so many thousands of Hindu gurukuls and Hindu universities has been destroyed. Why? Because this Hindu scriptures hold so much of information, so much of it is such a treasure, timeless treasure, because every single verse gives rise to new discoveries, new inventions, where it can lead to ultimate experience. Okay, so Magali Caron is saying that I didn't have that question because different mindsets of sentient beings. Absolutely, Magali, you're right. And Dujiti is saying that I always felt life is so vast and it is infinite. So naturally, it makes sense that there has to be many Hindu scriptures. Hinduism also includes the history of cosmos, humanity, and all life. Fantastic. What I find so fascinating about Hindu scriptures is that it covers all aspects in life in great detail. It was written in such a way that where we would always have relatable for generations to come, no matter what. Fantastic. See, Durjiti, you are actually telling the exact thing, exact cognition, what we should be holding for these Hindu scriptures. What is the reverence, how we need to be holding these Hindu scriptures. Now, Ananda Mahapurana sharing that Paramashiva has provided with different materials to cater different people, to cater different mindsets and awareness and cultures out of love and compassion for human beings, so that we can all achieve the spiritual enlightenment. Thank you, Paramashiva. Absolutely. See, when Paramashiva has given 100 million source scriptures, what we are left today is only 10 million source scriptures. Okay, and even in this 10 million source scriptures, 90% of all of the scriptures, it is actually in the hands of Oriental institutes. Okay, now what is this Oriental Institute? Oriental Institute means people who patent, who patent and who remove the context of living enlightenment. That is a worst persecution that can happen to Hindu Shastras, isn't it? Now, in last round, all of you were talking about turmeric, and 2 days before, we had this exercise of how turmeric can cleanse your third eye. And today we are going to be having one aushada, which we will be preparing using turmeric. So, the whole medicinal property of turmeric, it is only one aspect of turmeric, but it can give you enlightenment. It can awaken your third eye. When this context is removed, and when you simply patent turmeric for its medicinal property, it is a genocide that is happening for the whole of the humanity. Are you all understanding? See, it is a very cunning strategy where literally the context of enlightenment is removed, just like how it happened for yoga. Yoga is not for body fitness, but yoga is patented as a body fitness. Turmeric is not just for medicinal purpose. Turmeric is for enlightenment. Right? So like this, picking up all the products that Paramashiva has given for the humanity for the context of living enlightenment, remove the living enlightenment aspect because you are atheist and anti-Hindu. You just try to patent that particular product for its medicinal value. And that medicinal value also you are patenting. So you are not making it available for the whole world. 90% of Hindu scriptures are at the hands of these Oriental institutes who are trying to marginalize this wealth of information. Are you all understanding this? So what is available here is only 1 million Hindu scriptures. From 100 million Hindu scriptures, what we are left is just 1 million Hindu scriptures because of this level of ideological persecution that has happened for Hinduism. How many of you are able to connect to this? So many valuable, simple products that can lead you to enlightenment is being snatched away from you. That possibility and extraordinary ability is being snatched away from you because of the vested interests of these Oriental institutes. If you are able to connect to this, I would like to hear from you because your voice really matters. What you think, what you cognize, how you are able to respond and resonate to these things that is happening around the world, because you are the ambassadors, right? You are the voice of Hinduism. You are the true voice who's going to make a change, who's really going to make a change in the world in the way we cognize everything. So I would really like to hear from you all. What do you all feel when this wealth of information, when 100 million source scriptures was being made available to you, and all you are left is just 1 million Hindu scriptures, because 90% of it is already destroyed, and whatever remaining, that also is in the hands of this vested interest of this Oriental institutes. Would like to hear from you guys. Right, Ma Purushananda Puru is saying, Ma, how do I sign up as a KAILASA citizen? So, Ma Purushananda Puru, you can actually see there is a QR code that is being projected in the screen, right? So, you can take your mobile and scan that QR code. Okay, if you scan that QR code, you will be led to a page where you can sign up yourself as a citizen. Right. So we'll go to the next step. We'd like to hear from you guys. What do you feel when you know that this wealth of information is not in our hands anymore? Ma Jessica, Ma Vesan Leleka. All of you start posting your thoughts. Ma Lohini Rajagopal Nithyananda Ma, it's been so long. So nice to connect with you. And Malarvadi, Ma Malarvadi Nithyananda. So you can also start sharing what do you feel, just understanding this wealth of information, this knowledge repository is not in the hands of Hindus anymore. Sally Shen, Nithyanandam, would you like to share? Yes. So now let us go to the next step. See, this untold story of Hindu knowledge persecution, that's what we covered, mainly because so much of information is being literally denied from us. Literally, these things are denied from us. And same way, when Swamiji was reviving these Hindu scriptures in 2010, the anti-Hindu elements destroyed the entire Hindu library that was there in KAILASA Nithyananda. And what has happened is, anti-Hindu elements always used the strategy of destroying the Hindu scriptures, whether it is the Nalanda University, literally 6 months it was burnt. 6 months the fire was on. It kept burning because of the wealth of information that these Hindu universities had. Literally, every year, more than 10,000 students from different parts of the world used to come to Nalanda University and learn about Hinduism and Buddhism. All these students, the possibilities that these students had towards experiencing the living enlightenment is being perturbed. And not only that, the whole information and the knowledge, all the R&D work, the research and development that was happening in Nalanda University completely got destroyed. Same way, the Jaffna Hindu Library in Sri Lanka, when that library was burnt, that is when the whole civil movement in Sri Lanka happened. Right? It is because it is not anymore a question of a territorial fight. It is actually a question of a cultural genocide. Right? Whenever you go and burn or whenever you go and destroy the source scriptures, which is actually holding the whole ecosystem together, when you burn or persecute or when you attack these scriptures, it actually means that it is a direct attack on the culture of this civilization. Because the very identity and culture is coming from this source scriptures. Okay, this is exactly how the anti-Hindu elements step by step systematically destroyed the very Hindu identity that Hindus have today. How many of you are able to understand this? Yes, if you are able to understand, you can actually post it. Right. Now, let us learn about what is the vision that Swamiji carries for Nithyananda Hindu Nyalayas. Swamiji has envisioned that Nithyananda Hindu Nyalayas is something that is going to preserve, protect, and provide all the Hindu scriptures a global platform where this information can be shared. Right. So, just to summarize, right, almost 100% of all the Hindu universities are destroyed, and 8 major Hindu libraries, which is Nalanda, Takshashila, Vikramshila, millions of books got destroyed. There are more than 2 million temples in India, but not a single temple with library. This is a very important revelation which I would like to share with all of you, because please understand, all the Hindu temples in India always had the libraries in it. How many of us know that Hindu temples had libraries? Many of us does not even cognize this possibility is there, isn't it? We don't even know that Hindu temples had libraries. Always we think a temple is a temple, library is a separate unit. This is what we always feel. But as per Vedagamas, every temple in the third Prakaram should house a library. Now, you have so many temples in India and many other parts of the world which are built as per Vedagamas. Now tell me which temple has got this library. That means the persecution happened in a very strategic way. The invaders and the anti-Hindus went to each and every temple, destroyed the libraries in it. Are you all understanding? Not a single temple now we can find where you have a library attached to it. Maybe right now we can see a book house, but there is not a single temple that has a library to it. That's because that is exactly how the anti-Hindu elements and the invaders systematically destroyed these knowledge repositories. There are thousands of libraries poorly maintained, and major collection of manuscripts are in the hands of the Oriental institutes. I think this part I had explained in an elaborate way, how the entire possibility of this knowledge repositories is not at all being taken care, because these Oriental institutes never took the real context of the solutions. They only removed the living enlightenment, the very purpose of these scriptures. That element is completely removed, and then you try to promote it as some material benefit, right? And also that material benefit is also promoted in a way that only certain sects will have access to it. How many of you are able to connect to this and really feeling that something we should be doing about it? Right? So, Purushananda Purush is asking, I think you said that the scriptures were changed in this way. The scriptures were changed in such a way that enlightenment concept is taken out of those scriptures. If so, I can see why power manifestation will have to be download the scriptures in the original form. Exactly. Right? See, always these scriptures, like you properly understood, Purushananda, the very context of living enlightenment is removed from these scriptures, right? So it can never be an original way. How it is like blind man trying to describe an elephant and continuously saying that it is not an elephant, it is only a log. It is never the complete understanding. So same way, the very context of these scriptures is only to empower the humanity with living enlightenment. When that context is removed from that, these scriptures become meaningless, right? So that is exactly what is happening to Hinduism. And like you said, power manifestes. This is one of the very important contributions of Supreme Content of Hinduism, where the 100 million source scriptures, how Swamiji is going to revive, so much is already destroyed. It is through power manifestation. Swamiji wants to initiate all of us into the space of Sarvanyatva, Sarvatva, where literally we can download all this wealth of information back and revive the original Hindu scriptures. Right? And KAILASA Jessica saying that, I think it is terrible that these texts are being watered down. They are taking the Paramashiva out of them and diluting them. No one understands the greatness of Hinduism. Right? I am so thankful to Swamiji for trying to keep the original context alive. This is exactly what is needed for people to understand the greatness of life and possibilities they have. Fantastic. See, Jessica, that is exactly what Swamiji is doing, keeping the context alive and making these scriptures available to one and all, right? In a way that people can appreciate, people can take the knowledge out of these scriptures. Okay, so Magali Karan is saying that it is really a loss for the Enlightenment science and the richness of sacred Hindu Dharma that so many texts have been lost or destroyed. The same happened to Tibetan Buddhism, but fortunately, they are also reviving it in their diaspora all around the world. Actually, Ma, the Nalanda University that I mentioned, right? It used to be a center for excellence for both Hinduism and Tibetan Buddhism. Together, all these scriptures got destroyed in the attack, basically. Right? And we have Ma Brahmanya saying that I'm deeply saddened that 90% of remaining souls are in the hands of people who intent is to destroy them. However, when Swamiji had enough balasans of Brahmin DNA, he will be able to restore these scriptures to them. Exactly. So that is one of the other contributions of Swamiji, how he is going to restore all these scriptures. So, see, like I said, the whole contribution of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is to revive these Hindu scriptures and restore them, making it available to one and all, holding the context very strongly. So, when you contribute towards the Sarvangi Pita, when you become part of the Kailasa nation, you are contributing to this cause. Now, Swamiji has beautifully shared, person who values food as the greatest gift in their life, they will go and do anadhan. The person who feels that education is the best thing that has happened to planet Earth, then that person will keep on doing vidyadhan, which means giving free education. So whatever you consider as the best thing that has happened to you, that is exactly what you will contribute. You want to share it with people. That is the very nature of your being, isn't it? See, when you see your kids, when you have your brother and sister, whatever you feel that, oh, this is something best I have, you always feel like, okay, I want to give that to my loved ones. Right? That's because you feel that this is something so important, so precious, it is very much valuable. Now, I want to ask you all the question. What is so valuable to you now? Don't you feel that when Swamiji has empowered you as I am Paramashiva, that living enlightenment, the space of living enlightenment, what all of you are sharing, isn't that the most valuable thing in your life? Don't you want to give that valuable thing to everybody else? When you contribute towards Sarvangi Pita, towards this, especially revival of Hindu scriptures, that is exactly what you're going to do. That is exactly what you're going to empower people. That is what you're going to gift people who you love, who you feel that, yes, everybody should have this knowledge when you contribute towards Sarvangi Pita. If you are somebody who has not filed the intention, if you feel that, yes, this is something I feel, I resonate with it, this is something I feel nobody should miss this, because the wealth of information, the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of vidya that is there in these Hindu scriptures is only going to empower the whole of the humanity towards living enlightenment. Nothing else. There is no agenda for Paramashiva other than empowering all of us with space of living enlightenment. If you feel that these scriptures should be revived, this is the time for you to sign up. This is the time for you to share your intention that, yes, I want to become a Sarvangi Pita Yajman. Right? So all you need to do is sign up in the link sksjp.org/contribute. I'm going to give a few minutes of break. All of you can start posting. Take a moment to post your powerful cognition and your intention to become a Sarvangi Pita Yajman. When you want to support this great truth, this great contribution of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, this is a moment for all of you to start signing up and show your intention to become a Sarvangiti Tejaman. skSJP.org/contribute.
Sit as Paramashiva. Inhale and exhale deeply with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands.
Right, now let's take a moment to now know what are the different contributions, how Swamiji has immensely contributed towards the Jnanalaya. The first thing is world's largest collection on Hinduism. KAILASA's Nithyananda is the world's largest collection on Hinduism so far. Whether it is in terms of manuscripts, or whether it is in terms of books, whether it is in terms of translated material, whether it is in terms of organizing all the articles, in every level, KAILASA's Nithyananda Hindu Jnanalaya is the largest in the whole world. Okay, over the last 30 years, Swamiji has intensely contributed towards reviving this Hindu Jnanalaya. Right. So the vision of KAILASA's Hindu Jnanalaya is to create a largest repository of Hindu scriptural knowledge in the world. Have a state-of-art library that is being spread over 10 million square feet in all the Kailasas around the world, and use latest softwares to automate the entire library management. Right? And the library management, like I mentioned before, Swamiji is the first person to give this entire science of how to classify Hindu scriptures. No other person in this world has even attempted to give the right cognition and right understanding. Right. So the next important contribution in terms of reviving the Hindu scriptures is making these texts completely user-friendly and available. How many of you really feel extreme gratitude to all the books that Swamiji has written today? What is a favorite book of you, which you feel that, wow, this is something which is an extraordinary contribution of Swamiji? Which one that would you say? That's mainly because all these books are coming from Shastras. They have this complete backing of Shastras. Like I mentioned before in the presentation, 1,250 books, 1,123 books are being presented, and now we are at 1,250 books. Maximum number of books published by a single author. Swamiji holds the Asia Book of Records, and at the same time, Swamiji also holds the maximum number of hours public discourses delivered by an individual. Around 300,000 hours Swamiji has spoken. Right? Swamiji has been working towards discovering the source of all the best things in the Hinduism, making it user-friendly, legitimizing it for the world to live and celebrate. How many of you agree to this? Because so many of us, just by listening to YouTube videos, listening to reading the books that Swamiji has given, we have experienced such extraordinary completion, right? That's mainly because these books are all nothing but a revival of Hindu scriptures. Now, one other contribution that I would like to share with all of you is the Hinduismpedia. Okay, how many of you have seen this Hinduismpedia? I request everybody to answer if you have seen this Hinduismpedia before, if you have used the Hinduismpedia before. It is an amazing work that Swamiji has done to organize and present all the Hindu scriptures available on the planet Earth. Right? Digitally in multiple languages, authentic and translated versions without any manipulation, without any distortion. And it has a collection of 1 million pages. 1 million pages on Hinduism. Anything that you want to know about Hinduism, any question you have about Hinduism, you can go to Hinduismpedia and you can get it answered. Right? So Swamiji has compiled all these understandings and available resources that is there in the internet and presented it as the Hinduismpedia, where it is a one-stop solution for anybody who wants to know about Hinduism. They can just come to Hinduismpedia and they'll be able to access all the articles, all the different books, all that they want to know about Hinduism. Everything they will be empowered just by entering into Hinduismpedia. Right? Don't you all feel this is an amazing contribution which Swamiji has done, which needs to be supported and empowered more and more and more? See, it really needs more and more assertive support from all of us. Us deciding that, okay, by you becoming part of Sarvagna, you're only supporting and asserting yourself, your highest identity, that I am Paramashiva and let this contribution go to the world. Right? Like what yesterday Ma Sonali had shared, right? When she felt that, okay, I really have to do something for Hinduism, when that decision happened, she was able to immediately decide that, okay, I can give the savings towards this cause. It just happened. It only requires your decision. It only requires a decision. If you feel really moved by this cause, let all these scriptures be alive. Let all these scriptures be preserved. Let all these scriptures be made available to each and every one of us. Can we all make that strong sankalpa and decision by you signing up in sksjp.org/contribute? You're actually reviving, you're actually being instrumental in reviving these Hindu scriptures. Right? Purushananda Puru saying that, I think you said these Oriental groups want to change the scriptures into atheistic by not having the Enlightenment concept in them. Then the core reason for these scriptures is taken out. Yes, exactly. This is exactly what I'm saying. If you remove, see, there is nothing wrong in you patenting if you are going to share it with the whole world. You marginalize and you patent on one hand, and on the other hand, you remove the very essence of it. See the plight of yoga today. Everybody thinks that you have to do yoga if you don't like to go to gym. What a destruction! Because yoga is aligned for you to manifest powers. That is exactly why Swamiji is making all of us to do 3 hours of yoga. Because when you do intense yoga with all the 12 components, your body will be prepared to manifest powers. Manifesting powers is something, such a higher identity and reality that Paramashiva has given, where body fitness is just a byproduct of it. But you try to pick up that byproduct and try to sell that this is the main product. You are just killing the whole yogic science. That is exactly what is happening to Hinduism, and especially when you distort the scriptures, this is what is happening to Hindu scriptures, especially the ones that are in the hands of Oriental institutes. How many of you really feel pained about this whole thing? Don't you feel that, oh God, here we have Avatar, who is actually reviving all these scriptures, empowering and reminding all of us that it is only living enlightenment that is important. Nothing else, just living enlightenment is what is the goal of the life. But there is one set of people who are constantly trying to take that possibility away from us. And we don't even know that this is happening to us. That awareness itself is not there. That is a sad state. When you support KAILASA, this is exactly what Swamiji is going to do. He is going to revive and bring that legitimacy to all the Hindu scriptures. Really, he is going to bring that legitimacy to all the Hindu scriptures by when you decide that, okay, I want to support KAILASA, I want to manifest SJP. Today, take a decision that I'm going to decide, no matter what, I will stand up for Swamiji, I will stand up for KAILASA, and I'm going to make this SJP happen. Right? Your decision to become an SJP, it's simply going to empower so many lives out there, because the very context of living enlightenment, if it's removed, then there is no Hinduism. There is no Hinduism, there is no humanity. If there is no humanity, then what is the purpose? Right? So please understand, reviving these Hindu scriptures is one of the most important contributions that Swamiji is doing to the world. Right? How many of you feel that this whole thing is extremely painful and shocking? Ma Salim, Ma Mala, Ma Sarlananda, all of you can start responding. Please start responding. Ma Shukra Prasadinanda, what do you feel? How do you want to respond to this? When you know that this is exactly what is happening to all our Hindu scriptures. Okay, we have Zach from Australia. Right, okay. Now we will go to the next part.
Let our biology become one with Paramashiva's biology. Let macrocosm we carry become one with microcosm. Let the microcosm we carry become one with macrocosm of Paramashiva. Let our organism become one with Paramashiva's organism. Let Paramashiva's organism become one with our organism. Let oneness become living strategy.
Yes, today we can all make a decision by you contributing towards KAILASA mission. You becoming a Sarvangapita Yajaman, you are supporting this divine cause. Please understand, so many discoveries, whether it is aeroplane, whether it is physics, whether it is heart surgeries, whether it is plastic surgery, so many health contributions, so many physics contributions, so many contributions in maths, so many science contributions, everything, Hinduism has been really advanced. We all know that. And this is because of the scriptures. Scriptures are dying. Literally, they are dying. And they are at the hands of the Oriental institutes who are distorting. Swamiji is the only solution. Swamiji is the only one who is reviving, making it available so all of us can use. Not only that, he is actually making it user-friendly without distorting the context, holding the context high. That is why all of us are able to experience such profound truths about Hinduism, because Swamiji holds the context of living enlightenment throughout. Let us protect and save these scriptures. Who wants to decide that, okay, this is a divine cause and I want to dedicate my life for this. I really want to do something towards this cause. Who wants to make that decision? You can post that in the Facebook group. I really want to have an open conversation with all of you. Do you really feel that this is important? This is needed for the humanity, and so much wrong has been done by removing the living enlightenment from it, and so much is destroyed. Here we have Swamiji who's reviving all of this. Let us all decide to support this compared to anything else that we are doing in life. Like I wanted to remind all of us, if you really feel living enlightenment is the best gift that I have got, then you will decide to share this with all. By you supporting KAILASA mission, by you deciding to do Tyaga, okay, whatever I have, I am going to do this, I am going to support this, let me do something useful. Moment you make that decision, you will see all the resources are standing in front of you. How many of you are wanting to make that decision? Yes, I want to sit and manifest Sarvangapita. By Guru Purnima, I really want to do it. Guru Purnima is mid-July. How many of you, by end of July, by middle of July, by Guru Purnima, I want to offer this Sarvangapita. I truly, really feel it. If you're feeling that way, you can post it in the group. Everybody, take this moment. Don't feel that, okay, why I should declare in the group. Just now I was sharing with all the participants. The yearning and prayers of all the living beings is so powerful that we were able to bring the macrocosm in the sixth food body as avatar. It is because of all our yearning and prayers it happened. So please understand, when we decide as a group, when we collectively hold that space as a group and yearn that yes, all of us wants to become Sarvangapita Yajaman, all of us wants to cause for this reality. When we all hold that space very strongly, simply a Tathastu will happen. So whoever is there listening to this, whoever feels that this is something I want to do, here is the moment for all of you. Come and first declare in the group, in the event page, that yes, I want to do this by Guru Purnima. I want to become a Sarvangapita Yajaman by Guru Purnima. How many of you want to declare this? I want to see that. Okay, and Mahapurna is saying that I can't find the words to express everything I feel. One of the things I say, long before knowing Swamiji, I was sensitized by this problem. I'm very happy that Swamiji is facing all of this work for human beings. I jump at the opportunity and grace it gives me by expressing myself for becoming a Shepi. Okay, thank you so much, Mahapurna. And Shipra Prasadani Kananda. I'm feeling the greed of the Orientals robbed me of learning the true knowledge, the source of Hindu scriptures, by mistranslating and taking out of the Enlightenment science. Yes. Masalananda is saying that I don't want to cry but to fight, because here also in France, now Swamiji is attacked by some media. We must restore the truth completely. Yes. Masalananda, I am telling you, only way to restore the truth is only by supporting KAILASA. Really, only by you standing up and deciding, okay, whatever I have, I'm going to give it for Swamiji. I'm going to give it for KAILASA mission. Only when you decide that, only when all of us decide that, we can make the whole KAILASA open. Really, it is time for all of us to decide and make the KAILASA open. We all need Swamiji. We all deserve Swamiji. All the human beings out there deserve Swamiji. We don't need any more attacks. This is the time for all of us to come together and make the decision. Ma Salananda, today you can decide ferociously that you want to become a Savangita Yajaman. Whatever you can do towards this cause, just make the decision. You will know what resource you need to access to make this happen. Right? So I request Sarlananda, today you make a decision. Really, I'm telling you, you make a decision today. Whatever you have, decide. I'm going to use this for this divine cause. You don't need to cry. You just need to have a life positive, ferocious response. I want to share my, my personal click. See, when we were attacked in 2019, right? When we were attacked in 2019, when all these anti-Hindu gangs started telling lies after lies about Swamiji and what we do in ashram, so many lies, brutal lies were spread, right? It literally broke my heart thinking about, oh God, how can you talk like this about Swamiji when Swamiji has only done so much good for all of you? When I was seeing all of that, that is the day I decided I'm going to take sannyas. If you're going to destroy the seeds of somebody becoming sannyas, now I'm deciding as a ferocious life positive response, I'm going to take sannyas. That is the day I took sannyas. And along with me, 100 people decided to become apat sannyasis. That was a life positive, ferocious response we took as a statement towards all the attacks that this anti-Hindu gang was trying to spread lies about Swamiji and the mission. Life positive response is what Swamiji has taught all of us, and he has demonstrated. You don't need to become powerless when the media is attacking. You just need to decide and say, oh, if you're going to attack, this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to support the mission. I'm going to powerfully support the mission now. This is the life positive response that you need to take, because exactly that is what Swamiji did. When the anti-Hindus told, you cannot travel anymore, right? You cannot travel anymore, you cannot give satsangs anymore. Swamiji just opened the two-way video conferencing. That is a life positive response. When the anti-Hindus tried to assassinate Swamiji in his room, he started a nation. That is a life positive response. When they denied passport, when they said, okay, you cannot go out of India, you cannot go anywhere, you're going to be here and we are going to murder you. That was the response of all the anti-Hindus. How did Swamiji respond to it? He decided, okay, I'm going to create a Hindu nation. That is a life positive response. That is what I learned, and that is what I feel all of us, whoever is pained by this cause, so many of you are putting this, just decide. Life positive response. What is your ferocious life positive response? How you are going to be pillar of KAILASA now? That is the question that you need to ask. Ma Salananda, am I making sense, ma? Virupaksha, can you please ask and tell? Yes. Purushananda, what is your life positive response? What are you going to do it? Okay, my Yogamala is saying, want to contribute towards Samagipita manifested by Guru Purnima. Thank you so much for saying. Ma Piyatari Konono saying, yes, it is a responsibility to share this knowledge of how original Hindu knowledge has been shifted and destroyed. I have my friends who claim Hindus kills Muslims, and they say that they think cows as gods. All this because of the anti-Hindu elements. This knowledge is very shallow and wrong and only hurts the whole humanity. It's very important people at this very least know and what is the true purpose of Hinduism is. Thank you so much. Ma Piyatari, do you want to stand up and say, I want to become SJP by Guru Purnima? How many of you just going to decide that yes, this is what I want to do it? Purushananda, exactly this is what others also has shared, ma. We are having the sharings from so many people. Last 2 days, they came here to the panel and shared how just by making the decision that they want to become SJP, all the available resources, whatever they have been holding on, thinking that, okay, I cannot even touch it because of my insecurities, everything just dropped. We all of us have got those resources. We just need to decide. That's it. Especially some of the investments or some of the things which we keep as insurances, whatever is not something useful now, but we think that in some future it is going to be useful for us. It is just sitting in some bank. We don't even see it. We don't even access it. But it will just be sitting in some bank. It is of no use to anybody other than the bank, which is having the money and taking the interest. You can simply just transfer it towards the KAILASA nation. At least that wealth, whatever you're transferring, is going to be useful towards causing this reality. Right? How many of you want to make that declaration? Robert Ramaya, are you going to make the declaration? Ma Jessica, are you going to make the declaration? Oh, Hui, Ma Jnana Pradayini, Jnana Swarupini, Tamasha, Vera Luzia, Sadashivamai, are you going to make the declaration that you want to manifest it by Guru Purnima? Right. Ma Adbhuta Charita, can you please find out how many lives from Chinese Sangha are declaring today that they want to manifest they have want to manifest Navangapita by Guru Purnima? Ma Rajeshwari Nithyanandam, do you want to declare? Ma Nistriya Punya, Nithyanandam, how are you? Good. So KAILASA Jessica is saying that I am always declaring every day. Okay. So Saralanda is saying I will never give up. Okay. Now what we will do? We will do a conscious resolution. Right? What are the actions that we are going to take towards this? We will create a space. Now I'm going to teach all of you how to create that space. See, creating space means being in now. Whenever time is nothing but just the oscillation between past and the future. Space is a plane where every reality happens. When two words collide in space, the reality happens. So now, how to create that space? Only when we are established in now, we can create that space. So, however, Jessica, for example, you may want to approach somebody, or you may have certain plan, right? How you want to manifest this SJP. Just have a tangible plan. Now, the tangible plan, what you do, you start visualizing it. Visualize that is actually happening now. Right? For example, you can visualize, for example, Jnana Pradaka from Singapore. He has already manifested SJP now. The last steps is what is pending. So now he can simply visualize. He seeing a house. He's actually finding the house very good. He's talking to the real estate agent and saying that, okay, I'm going to move into this house. Right? So these are the 4 frames. Now, when you are actually visualizing each of these 4 frames, suddenly in 3rd frame you may think, oh, what are you talking? You have not got there. I already told you this is going to be impossible. The moment you have a thought, what you're going to do, you will simply drop the thought and once again create that space. Right? So you will create the space declaring that, visualizing that you're actually manifesting it today. So this is a very powerful technique. 21 days, whoever is able to do this visualization technique, simply all of you will be able to manifest SJP. You just need to take an action plan. Take any plan, whatever you think that this is the way you're going to do it, other than the lottery, right? So all of you don't ask whether I can win the lottery. Winning the lottery is not the only option. There are several other ways how we can manifest it. So please take up one way or one or the other way and sit and visualize that it is actually happening now. It is not a future action, it is actually happening to you now. When you visualize, when you create that space, you will see by 21 days you will be able to manifest it. Okay, so whoever is creating the strong space for manifesting SJP, we will now do a small small meditation. Next 7 minutes, let us all declare that we will visualize, we will connect and visualize, take a strong space and make this happen. So let's take a few minutes. Ma Ananda Mahapurna, please close your eyes and start visualizing that you are manifesting SJP.
Paramashivoham. Let our biology
Right. So now, whoever is making a decision, whoever is able to visualize and make a decision towards taking a step, today taking a ferocious step towards SJP, you can start posting that in the event page. Right. Naresh Ananda is saying that we urgently need to revive the Hindu civilization. I declare that I am already SJP. I will take up the responsibility to enrich different phases of myself. Great. Okay, Robert Ram is saying that I want to manifest SJP by Guru Purnima or sooner. I expect to do this by being a passer. I have a mega project for doing this. Fantastic. I will finish the SJP before the Teacher's Day. Yes. Masada Shivapani. Ma Mahadrut Charita, what happened to you? Why you have not declared? Right. Zach, do you want to declare to complete the SJP by Guru Purnima? Right. So with this note, we would like to conclude today's segment with the note that, see, Hinduism is an ultimate gift for the whole world. All the life positive, non-violent solutions Hinduism has got. And these source scriptures hold the essence of Hinduism. Unfortunately, 90% of all the source scriptures are burnt, and whatever is available is also at the hands of the Oriental institutes who simply remove the context of living enlightenment from these scriptures. So what is being presented as is just the pure products and without having that essence of living enlightenment. These scriptures need to be revived for all of us to experience those extraordinary possibilities of life. And it is only the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism who can revive these scriptures, who is reviving these scriptures, who has already made these scriptures, whatever is available, he has made it available to the whole world by making it digitally available, by translating it, by making it user-friendly in the form of 300,000 hours of YouTube videos and 1,250 books. When you decide to support KAILASA mission, when you decide to become a Sarvanyapita Yajaman, you are supporting this cause. I request all the participants to take this moment and declare, whoever has not signed up as Sarvanyapita Yajaman, declare and sign up. The link has been projected, and whoever is already signed up as a Sarvanyapita Yajaman, it is your opportunity today to declare that you want to complete it by Guru Purnima, and by Swamiji's grace and blessings, everybody will be able to make it happen. Right? And with this note, we would like to conclude today's segment, and I thank everybody, whoever has been participating, whoever has posted your valuable feedback, and constantly making this space as interactive as possible and voicing your pain that these scriptures are getting destroyed. And Swamiji is the only voice for all of these scriptures. Thank you so much. And be part of KAILASA. You can sign up in the citizenship link that's been projected as a QR code and sign up as a Sarvanyapita Yajaman to support KAILASA mission. With this note, we would like to conclude today's segment with a Purnima. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you all, Nithyanandam.